Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to the Tim Dillon Show. We had a big episode planned because I thought we were going to be in the war. And if you remember when I did that episode about the LA fires, I did it at a studio in Las Vegas, Sirius XM studio at the Wynn. And they have a big background, a big screen that you can put an image up on. And I was there and we had an image of missiles and it was going to look really cool. And then Trump's like, oh, we're going to take 2 weeks to get into the war. And it's like, I'm as anti-war as the next guy, but like I had a graphic designer work on something. Like we were ready to do this whole welcome to the war episode of the Tim Dillon Show. Like we're in it now and we were just committing to it. You know, we were in. And I get it. Holding off, I understand diplomacy. I actually recommended it. However, I think it's just we're sending mixed signals specifically to content creators. We're sending mixed signals to the people. I mean, forget our troops. You know, they're important in a way, but really the mixed signals are being put out to the content creator community. Podcasters, comedians, stand-up, sketch, improv, whatever, influencers, large and small, of all sorts, all kinds, all over the world, right now are trying to figure out where we're going. What are we doing? And I thought we were in, and I had a studio booked, and I had an entire thing planned, and now we're out. But I guess we're only out for 2 weeks, and I don't think we're really out, because people I'm talking to have said that they're in the military and they expect that they're being deployed. They're moving big aircraft carriers over there that wouldn't be moved if they did not think that there was going to be a major war. And I don't just mean the Nimitz. I mean actual ones moving out of the South China Sea, going to the Middle East, because war with Iran seems to be inevitable. It seems to be an inevitability. Now, I don't know if that's true. The only thing I know is I got into podcasting to be Israel's biggest defender in podcasting. That's why I started a podcast. That's all I know. And me and Ted Cruz are the same in that. But other than that, I don't know much else. I know that Israel recently came out and said, we got to get rid of the Ayatollah Khomeini. The Ayatollah must go. So it's a very odd picture, right? Because you have like Trump going like, diplomacy, we're going to make a deal. And then you have Israel going, we're going to kill everyone. And so Trump literally said, he said a few weeks ago, he's like, the people that I was negotiating with are dead. They didn't die of COVID. They're gone. So it's got to be difficult. Imagine you're on a car lot and you see a sweet little Kia for you and the lady, and it's safe enough and well within your price range. And you're talking to this guy on the lot, and his head explodes because he gets hit with a mortar. And then you're like, well, okay. And then you're ducking and covering behind another Kia, and this guy's bleeding out dead. And then you run into the Kia dealership to try to get some clarification on the price or the terms, and also to say, hey, that guy's dead. And then half the dealership's on fire because of a missile strike. I imagine negotiation in that environment is probably tough. Get up my favorite news article. Iran refuses to accept ceasefire while under Israeli attack. It was from Reuters. This is the most amazing article. Yeah, Iran rejects ceasefire negotiations while under Israeli attack. What's wrong with them? So we're beyond parity. I just want everyone to realize that at this point. We're actually beyond parity. It's no longer satirical. I don't know how to do a comedy show if this is a headline in Reuters. I don't know how to be funny about that headline, what could I say that would be better than that? Iran rejects ceasefire negotiations while under Israeli attack. And people I know, influencers, are putting it out and going, see how unreasonable they're being. It's like, well, you're in a war. I mean, you're attacking them. Israel has supremacy over their airspace. They're doing well, I believe, but I believe Israel's weapons will run out eventually and that they will need to be restocked by yours truly, the United States. And again, this is all about the Iranian nuclear capability, which I and many others, again, there's not smoking gun evidence that Iran is a day away from having a nuke or a month away from having a nuke. Iran is enriching uranium as per Vice President Vance. And of course, enriched uranium is used, when you enrich it past a certain point, it's used for, weaponized purposes. That being said, this isn't exactly a new thing that Iran's trying to get a nuke, right? We've been told this for a very long time. And I'm not saying they're not. I'm not an omniscient, godlike presence. We were told Saddam Hussein had weapons of mass destruction. We're told that there's Iranian sleeper cells all over the USA. Maybe there are. We're told that Iran has tried to assassinate the president of the United States on multiple occasions. Now, all of this is basically that you have to take people's word for it. Very little of it is like, well, here is the smoking gun evidence that we have. A lot of it is like, hey, and by the way, I have no problem thinking Iran would want the president dead if they could wave a wand and make it happen, or if Iran would like to establish a caliphate. Iran pops a lot of shit, death to America, death to Israel, the great Satan, the little Satan, the whole thing. We know that. But actively, I don't feel that Iran is close to attacking Manhattan. That's not just going off pure vibes, as I must occasionally. Going off pure vibes, I don't believe that Iran is going to invade the United States or fire a missile at the United States of America and sign its death warrant. Iran probably wants the bomb so that people can not do what they're doing now. This is a guess. Now, Saudi Arabia, who's kind of in league with us in Israel, God bless, hope everyone's happy. But Saudi Arabia is like, they're doing some Hitler shit in the Middle East. You don't get it. Like what Iran's doing. They want to build this entire, because, Saudi, Iran, butting heads. They don't like each other. Iran is Shia. Saudis are, I believe, Sunnis. Maybe some of them are Shia. I don't know. But there's religious conflict between those two places. Iran is Israel's biggest obstacle in establishing what Israel wants, this kind of greater Israel idea of having little parts of Syria, Lebanon, and whatnot. So, and I mean, listen, again, it needs not be stated that I don't have any love lost for Iran. I don't care about Iran at all. I don't think about Iran. Well, how lucky you are not to think about Iran, you lucky. Yes. I don't think about it. It doesn't keep me up at night. It doesn't paralyze me with fear, and it does not terrorize me. Now, I'd like people not to die. I'd like the world economy to be okay. If there is a regime change, hopefully this one works. Hopefully this one's quick. Hopefully this one's in and out, light touch, because the others haven't been that great. Can we just be honest about that? The other regime changes, the Taliban's back. Who the fuck knows what's going on in Iraq? Syria is being run by ISIS. Libya's a failed state. You got 90 million people in Iran. It's not so easy to just wave a magic wand and go, by the way, you're all pro-Western and pro-Israel. Now, I know a lot of people are saying, they're going, well, these Iranians actually don't like the regime. And I bet that's true because the regime sucks. The Iranian regime sucks. They have these virtue police. They throw acid on women or hit them with a stick or put them in jail. In Beverly Hills, they had that photo of that chick who she walked out without the hijab and they went nuts and everybody was having a couple of months ago, they had some like things in Beverly Hills, some like protests, and I was all about it. I mean, I don't stop or anything. I drive by in my Rolls Royce. They don't want me there. What am I going to do? But Iranian Jews in Beverly Hills were gathering to protest the treatment of that woman, and I agreed. I'd do the fist as I drove by. And I agree with them on that thing about that woman and whatever happened. Not good. Let her out. I think she might be out. Or stop burning her. Whatever they're doing, I'm for it. Against it. I'm for them being against it. Listen to what I'm saying. I'm not in any way to put that, I don't want to throw acid on that woman. I don't even know that woman. So, yes, when the Jews in Beverly Hills were going nuts, and these are the Aladdin Jews, the Sephardic ones, the brown ones, the ones I like because they have the bright colors. I was with them, and I'm still with them. But I don't know if everyone in Iran is going to be into it. That's what I'm saying. I just don't think they're going to be into it, if I had to guess. Now, maybe I was wrong. Now, I was wrong. I'm willing to admit I'm wrong. There's a crowd of people here that seem very excited about U.S. arrival into this war. This is a crowd of people that is incredibly excited about the United States and Israel and this upcoming war. They are jazzed about it. They're into it. Let's look at some of the fun people that we are now going to own soon if we invade their country.
You will punch the United States and Israel in the mouth, he says. Trump, you are threatening my leader, this woman says. Don't you know my nation believes death is sweeter than honey? What do you have, Israel? He says. You have nothing. You are occupiers, unreligious. You're killing people, killing women. You kill everyone. You're terrorists.
Yes, well, it seems to be the excitement is palpable for a Western-style Iranian regime. This seemed, and there's 90 million people, so obviously there are varied opinions. There's the younger, more progressive people. There's whatever the hell we just saw. There's a spectrum of people, and it will be fun weeding out who feels what way, because there's only 90 million of them. So the fun of this whole thing will be who feels which way, and we'll get to do that over a period of years with explosions.